Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down the Thunder's 144-112 win over the Utah Jazz last night. I'm going to be particularly covering the third quarter just because the Thunder went on a crazy run and I feel like it deserved a video just itself. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so for this first play we're going to get Shai and Hartenstein pick and roll. Hartenstein's head of the screen. Shai is going to use the screen and attack downhill, and Hartenstein is just going to roll back to the basket. So you see here, that's the screen. Hartenstein rolls out of it. In my opinion, I would have wanted to see a bounce pass right here. I know Nurkic, I think it's how you say his last name, 30 for the Utah Jazz. He has his hand low. I'm anticipating the bounce pass, but I think he can still fit it in nicely here. Instead, he decides to go over, and the ball's a little bit behind Hartenstein, and it forces Hartenstein to have to turn around. Now he has the pass here to Wallace if he wants it for the corner three, but now he's just reading George. So if George decides to go this way, he's going to kick the ball out to Chet. And so that's kind of what happens. Fakes the ball to Wallace, George bites on it, and you have Chet wide open beyond the three-point line. Okay, so for this next play from the Thunder, we're going to get a handoff between Hartenstein and Shai. Shai gets the ball, he's going to attack. Hartenstein's going to roll off of it, however, realizes nothing's there. The defense collapses the paint pretty well on this play, so Shai resets it. And so he penetrates he thinks about penetrating for a split second right here. However, he sees George is playing off of Dort very heavily, as you can see here. And so Shai makes the correct read here to swing the ball to Dort for a wide open wing three. So similarly to the last play, the Thunder are trying to run some pick and rolls with Shai and Hartenstein. Shai does a nice job of recognizing that his primary defender, number 10 for the Jazz, is gambling on this handoff. And so he does a nice job of rejecting it, coming back out to the corner. Because Shai is such a threat in penetrating the defense, Nurkic has to play off of Hartenstein, which forces Bailey to also kind of guard him. Although in my opinion, Bailey should kind of be more like, that's not a good X, probably more like right here. Just in between Hartenstein and Dort. However, Shai does a nice job of recognizing that Bailey is too far inside the paint, leaving Dort wide open for a three. Also, apologies guys, I'm so sorry if my voice sounds a little off today. I've been kind of dealing with a little bit of a cough, so that kind of explains why my voice isn't as normal as it normally sounds. If that makes any sense. But again, I really just wanted to highlight some of my favorite plays from this third quarter, just because like what the Thunder were really able to accomplish. Like the Thunder were down 18 points in the first quarter. They allowed their season high in points for the first quarter, which was just very uncharacteristic of this OKC team. And so them being able to really claw back into the game in the second quarter and then kind of create this large separation in the third. That's really just why I felt like the third quarter, it deserved to get its own video, and that's kind of why I'm not breaking down the whole game. If you guys would like me to, leave a comment, and I'll break down this whole game. But I really just wanted to give my flowers to this OKC team and what they were able to accomplish in the third quarter. But really like this play here from the Thunder. You're going to have Dort coming from the corner to set a screen on Shai's defender, and you have Hartenstein coming to set another screen right here. So Shai's going to be able to attack off of this and go downhill, while you have Kaysen floating off, occupying this gap, and you have Chet staying stationary here in the corner. So you see Dort sets the screen. Hartenstein also comes up, sets the screen on Bailey. Really like this though. This pump fake right here that Shai does, it's very important for the success of this play. So you watch. Shai comes off the screen, picks up his dribble right. He sees Hartenstein's rolling. He has three defenders in his area, right? He has these three defenders, and he's marking in the paint, and George right here playing guarding Wallace. So you see here, he gets Nurkic to come off the ball because Hartenstein's rolling, but this pump fake right here, it occupies Markkanen's attention for just a split second. So you see ball fakes, Markkanen now shifts this way in order to play the roll and guard the alley-oop for Hartenstein. And Shai realizes this, he kicks the ball out to Wallace. Now Markkanen has to come all the way over here and close out on Chet, which doesn't have enough time, and Chet gets a wide open three. So if you guys haven't already noticed a trend in some of the plays I've already highlighted, the Thunder are really picking on the Jazz's, I guess you could say, defensive identity here in the third quarter by chasing every ball screen. And so what I mean by this is, chasing is whenever the defender, instead of playing under the screen, he's going over the screen and chasing his the person he's guarding. And so you see here, Hartenstein and Wallace, they have a little two-man game going on. Hartenstein's going to set a handoff, pick and roll, and Bailey does a nice job of playing off of Dort here and coming in to anticipate the alley-oop. So if Wallace even tried to throw this ball up here, you know, there's a chance Hartenstein gets it just based off of his size, but Bailey is a really, really good athlete, and so he would challenge Hartenstein at the rim. So I really like Wallace's decision here to attack Nurkic. And again, he goes off of the wrong foot. The wrong foot layup is very important in today's game. If he goes off of his left foot, which is normally what you do when you go up for a right-hand layup, this shot is getting blocked 9 out of 10 times. But because he goes off of his right foot, going up with his right hand, it allows the defender to not be able to time up when they block the shot, and he's able to get inside and get a nice layup in. Again, it's really important that he goes off of the wrong foot here. Okay, so on this next play, Thunder are going to run a two-man game between Hartenstein and Shai here. Hartenstein's actually going to set a shocker action. Again, a shocker is whenever the big, or whoever's intending to send the screen, act like he's going to set a screen, but instead he just kind of rolls out of it and doesn't end up setting the screen. It's very similar to a ghost screen, if you guys are familiar with that. Again, the ghost screen, let's say if Hartenstein was a threat from three, the ghost screen would be Hartenstein acts like he's setting the screen, and Shai attacks downhill, but instead of Hartenstein actually setting the screen, he just pops out of the screen, or the fake screen, I guess you could say. You see the Thunder run the ghost screen a lot with like Chet or Caruso. Again, people who can really set good screens, but also pose a threat from three. Also, you see a lot of it with Isaiah Joe, because Isaiah Joe's the best three-point shooter for the Thunder. But the shockers, whenever, again, acts like he's setting the screen, but he just rolls out of it or slips out of it. So you see, acts like he's setting the screen, Shai attacks, he rolls out of it, and again, Shai is so crafty when he attacks downhill. He sees that he beats Williams off of the dribble here, and he allows Williams' momentum to carry him. And as soon as he gets, as soon as Shai stops on a dime, it's already over. Gets into his one dribble step back, which is his staple jump shot, and is able to cash it in for the mid range. Okay, perfect. Well, I just talked to you guys in the last clip about what a ghost screen was and a perfect example of it. Well, I forgot that the very next clip is of a ghost screen. And so Dort is going to act like he's setting a screen on Williams for Shai. Shai is going to attack, but instead of Dort actually setting a screen, he's just going to pop out of it and spot up for a three. So again, Dort acts like he's setting the screen, pops out of it, So now has Kevin Love out of position here because Love is Dort's primary defender. And so Shai makes the right read here, and it leads to an open Dort 3. Okay, so I just really wanted to highlight this play from the Thunder on defense here, just because I really loved the rotation from Jalen Williams and Lou Dort here. Just really good communication and overall understanding of the defense. So Filipowski's going to set a down screen on Dort. It's going to get George coming off of the screen, attacking, and now he's occupying 2 defenders. George probably doesn't make the right read here. I think he's anticipating that Jay was instantly going to come back onto Filipowski after he does this pound dribble. There's the pound dribble, but it causes that little hesitation right there from Jay Will. It forces George, to hesitate for that split second, and now he's stuck. Dort does a really nice job of not biting on the jump shot here, because if he does, George more than likely just ends up shooting into him and drawing a foul. So again, really nice defense, really good communication. Jay Will is eventually going to come back to Filipowski here. Yeah, just really good defense, really good fundamentals as well. Okay, so Shai's going to bring the ball up midcourt. The Thunder are going to run a pick and pop set between Jay Will and Shai here. The difference between a pick and pop and a pick and roll is if this was a pick and roll, Jay Will would just be rolling off of the ball screen and attacking the paint. However, pick and pop, you run with a stretch 5, who again can stretch the floor and can shoot the ball from the perimeter, which Jay Will can. And so Jay Will is, instead of rolling, he's just going to pop out the 3-point line. But this is just so filthy from Shai. He's going to attack Filipowski. He beats him off the dribble, right? And what Shai's so good at, forcing defenders to use their momentum against him. So as soon as he beats him off the dribble, he knows it's already over. He steps back for a 3 in front of both defenders. That's why he's the MVP. Okay, so you can tell the Thunder watch their film, which is so nice to see. I'm going to rewind this clip a little bit. So Markkanen is supposed to come off of this double screen, right? He's supposed to come off, get a screen here, get a screen here. But Cruz already knows what's happening in this set. He's already denying all of the screens because he already knows where this play is going. I mean, nothing's going on here. Mitchell does a nice job of showing help right here in case, because Markkanen slipped off of it. And then Filipowski is going to get a handoff, kind of a handoff pick and roll action here. Yeah, Filipowski rolls out of it, but Isaiah Joe does a nice job of helping Mitchell come back to his man. But I love this closeout from Isaiah Joe here. Look, he knows that, what is his number? I can't even see his number. I can't pronounce his last name either. 8 for the Jazz. He knows that 8 for the Jazz is attacking, shifts his feet, moves him perfectly to get in position to draw a charge here. His feet are squarely set, right? He's going to absorb the contact, draw the charge. Perfect defense. Okay, so the Thunder are going to run another ghost action with Isaiah Joe and Shai, but Mitchell's going to start up with the ball first. He's going to bring the ball up to midcourt. This is literally a foul. Like, I don't know what this ref is watching this happen. This is like assault from number 8 on the Jazz. Like, he's watching him grab his jersey. As soon as you grab the hip right here, it's an automatic foul. He's literally watching Mitchell get assaulted on the ball here. But Caruso tries setting a screen just to give some separation between Mitchell and his defender. But But again, you have Shai here as your release player in case nothing's there. And so here's the ghost action. Ideally, you want Caruso and Mitchell already flaring out to the wings in the corner. But all the timing was already messed up, and you're already 13 seconds deep into the shot clock. So again, Isaiah Joe is going to act like he's setting a screen. He's going to force George to come up because he was intending to play Shai off the ball. And now it forces Cody Williams to pick up the ball here. His closeout isn't as good, so he beats Williams off the dribble, which forces the defense to collapse inside the paint. And now you have Jay Will right here spotting up for the three. Perfect penetration by Isaiah Joe and perfect kick out for Jay Will. Okay, so I just want to show you guys how good AJ Mitchell reads this play. It's a lazy pass from Filipowski. And he should already be reading this defender here. He should already be reading that Mitchell's going to play this ball. But Mitchell does a nice job of anticipating this pass. He gets the clean steal. I mean, guys, the Thunder got busy. Look at these, look at these scores. I mean, it's insane. But yeah, the Thunder got busy here in the third quarter. Mitchell does a nice job of getting a tip on the ball for a nice easy layup. Had to highlight this. Okay, so last clip for the game, or last clip for the third quarter. I really just wanted to include this because I thought it was hilarious. It kind of just set a good display of kind of how this third quarter went for the Thunder. All right, so Shai misses a very easy layup here, but Jay was able to get the rebound, and he kicks the ball back out to Caruso. And I just love how unselfish this team is. As you can see, Caruso could easily shoot this shot here, but he's already kicking it out to Mitchell, who then kicks it out, or who I thought was going to kick it out to Joe, excuse me. But he sees that Markkanen is still playing help, and all of the rotations are already off now. So Markkanen is going to come here and occupy Caruso. And if Filipowski comes here to anticipate this pass to Jay, well, Caruso has this to Shai very easily. Like I said, Filipowski sits in the paint and leads to an open corner three, but the ball goes above the backboard and still manages to go in for the Thunder. So yeah, I just had to include that because I thought it was just a hilarious clip, and again, a great display for how this third quarter went for the Thunder. But yeah, that'll wrap up the video. If you guys want to see more content like this, like me just breaking down specific quarters, feel free to let me know that in the comments. I kind of enjoy doing this just because it's a little bit of shorter clips and it's just easier to break down overall. But if you guys want me to break down the entirety of the game, I'm more than welcome to. But yeah, that'll wrap up the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.